Hello everyone and welcome back to the GoFr channel. I am Divya Darshana and today we'll deep dive into PubSubs in GoFr. Imagine you're building a system where multiple services need to communicate asynchronously, such as sending notifications, processing orders, or updating analytics. Without a proper mechanism, managing these communications can become complex, leading to delayed processing, missed events, and tight coupling between services. This is where GoFr's PubSub system comes to rescue. GoFr provides built-in support for publish-subscribe messaging across multiple brokers like Kafka, RabbitMQ, NATS, Google PubSub, Azure Event Hub, and many more, allowing developers to build scalable, event-driven architecture with minimal effort. In this video, we'll explore what PubSub is and why it matters, how GoFr simplifies PubSub implementation, and a hands-on demo to publish and consume messages in GoFr. So, let's not waste any more time and let's get coding with GoFr. So, what is a PubSub? Well, in traditional architectures, services communicate directly through REST or gRPC, which works fine until you need real-time updates, event-driven workflows, or loose coupling. PubSub, that is a short form for publish and subscribe, is a messaging pattern where publishers send messages without worrying about who receives them, and subscribers listen to the specific topics and process messages asynchronously. This allows systems to scale efficiently without tightly coupling services. If we talk about how GoFr allows you to implement PubSub in your backend services, well, we provide an easy-to-use interface for integrating with multiple brokers. This lets you abstract the underlying processing and the connection logic and focus on publishing messages in just few lines of code, subscribe to topics effortlessly, and seamlessly switch between different messaging brokers. So, let's get some hands-on coding and implement PubSub in GoFr. So in GoFr, we manage connections to the desired brokers through configs in our environment files. You can find the relevant configurations to connect to your desired broker that we support on the gofr.dev website. So any PubSub implementation first checks for the configs in the .env file, then connects to the desired broker when the application is run, and executes our written business logic through the specified publisher and broker without us needing to worry about the underlying processes. So here, for the demo purpose, we will go ahead and create two projects. One is going to be our publisher. Here we initialize the project first. Then we create a configs folder and provide the necessary configs. In this demo, we will be connecting to Kafka. Here is the Docker command to run a Kafka instance before connecting. You can also find it in the description below. Now, before actually publishing, we actually need topics in a running Kafka instance, and we can use migrations to create those topics. So we will first create the migrations folder and the migration file and also the all.go file. Inside a migrations file, we'll write the migration to create the topic, that is going to be d.pubsub.createTopic, and then we give the context as context.background and the name of the topic, that is going to be products. We also check for the error and return if we receive any kind of error. Now in a main.go file, we first import the migrations and then write app.migrate passing migrations.all function. Then we go ahead and define a route, that is app.post, and we specify the endpoint that will be hit to publish any data and the corresponding handler function that should be called. Now we then define a handler. Here I am creating a product struct, and then we bind the incoming request body to the created instance. Now to publish the incoming data, we call cdx.getPublisher.publish, passing the context, that is the GoFr's context, the name of the topic, that is products, and the message that needs to be published as a string of bytes. So we would first need to marshal the data before publishing it. At the end, we just return a success response in case of no error. So for reference, here we run a GoFr application, then publish a message to product's topic, and then handle any errors if the publishing fails. Now it's time to set up a subscriber that listens to this product's topic and processes on the incoming message. Again, we would need a similar structure, that is defining the configs and all the configuration variables that are needed to connect to Kafka. Now in a main.go file, we write app.subscribe and pass the topic that we are subscribing to as well as the process that will be invoked upon receiving data on that topic. Here, for simplicity, we would just be logging the received product. So for reference, here we will subscribe to the product's topic, process the message when received, and keep the app running to listen for new messages. Now, it's time to actually run our applications. We will first start the subscriber, so we go in a subscriber project and run go run main.go. This will start listening for the messages on the product's topic. Now we will start the publisher, so we go inside a publisher project and run go run main.go. Now we will go to the postman and frame the request for a running publisher. We will then send a post request which will call the publisher handler, and this will send a message to the product's topic, and we should see the running subscriber print the corresponding received information. And here we are, we have successfully implemented PubSubs in GoFr with absolute abstraction from the underlying processes. So I think now you must be clear on why to use GoFr for PubSub. Well, because it is easy to integrate because we support multiple brokers like Kafka, NATS, RabbitMQ, etc. It is also scalable because we promote decoupling of services, making it easy to scale, and it requires minimal setup, that is publishing and subscribing in just a few lines of code. And that's how you can use PubSub in GoFr, building scalable and event-driven systems. If you want to know more about setting up PubSubs in GoFr, check out our official documentation at gofr.dev. So if you are interested in contributing, do check out our open source repo at github.com/gofr-dev/gopher, where you can find the open GitHub issues and get started with it. You can also join our Discord channel for any feedback or design discussions regarding the same. With this, we come to the end of this video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the GoFr channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, happy coding with GoFr.